Kit Kats can read. Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome to another video, and you probably haven't seen this film location in a while, and that's because I try to film in the daylight as much as I can, but we're slowly getting into the deeper depths of the year where it's getting darker and there's more rain, which means cloudy days and less daylight. So I'm filming in here, and today I've got a book haul for you guys of some books that I've accumulated that have come in the mail, and I've got enough to film a video for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first book that I have to share with you is called Consumed by Abby Rushton. Now here's a little story. I had some books in my Amazon wishlist, and I was so desperate to get my wishlist down to 0 that I went through them. I purchased some as ebooks that I wasn't so sure on if I wanted a physical copy of, and also I just sort of left a few in there that I wanted as physical copies. So I got some used from sellers, but I managed to get it all the way down to 0, and I'm really happy about that. And so this was one of the physical books that I got. I got it used from a seller, but this has been on my wish list for such a long time, and yeah, I just really wanted to give it a read. So this is about a girl, and one day she ends up losing her sister, and that was 2 years ago, and she hasn't been down to the beach since. And then there's this guy called Jamie, and he also sort of struggles with things like anxiety and that sort of stuff, and so these both end up trusting each other. So this is about their story and whether they will reveal their stories of their past to each other. And so that's why I added it to my wish list. I found it mysterious and I found it endearing, and I was just definitely really interested in seeing what this book is like. So if you guys have read this book, please do let me know down below in the comments. The next book that I got from my Amazon wish list was Sweet Thing by Renee Carlino, and I believe I put this in my wish list because of a booktuber recommendation. I believe this is a new adult sort of novel, so I'm definitely really intrigued. This book is about a girl called Mia, and she's just sort of is struggling with her love, which is music, and her college graduation, her business degree. But then her father unexpectedly dies, and she has to learn to deal with that. So she takes over her father's cafe, which coincidentally plays host to a lot of musicians and music. But then she encounters a guy called Will, and then Will soon becomes her friend and just sort of lets her dip her toes into the music sort of industry. So this feels like it's going to be a sort of heartbreaking but interesting book about doing what you love, and I feel like I'm going to really enjoy this book. Next of all, I got a book from my wishlist, which I didn't actually realise was a really short book, and that is Falling by Kat Clark. I got this from a used seller. It's such a short book. Totally didn't realise it was actually that short, so it won't take me long to read this book, to be honest. But this is about somebody who kisses someone who isn't their boyfriend. So it's a hot summer night. Cam is having the party of the year, and Anna has big plans. Her best friend Tilly's come out, and Anna wants to set her up with the only gay girl in school, and that should take the heat off of Anna and her own guilt over cheating on Cam. But as the party hots up, Anna sets off a chain of events that will change all their lives forever. So I'm intrigued about this. This next book that I got out of my wish list is The Law of Moses by Amy Harmon, and this was in my wish list because of Jacqueline from J Book Lover, and she absolutely adored this. She said this is the first book that I should read by this author, and yeah, this definitely intrigues me. So this is a story about this guy that was found in a laundry basket, wrapped in a towel, and a few hours from death. And so thus they called him Baby Moses, when it was revealed on the news. And so thus the story starts about Moses, who is cracked and broken and yet exotic at the same time, and so thus starts this relationship between these two people, and intrigues me because I really want to know about Moses. And I remember at the time Jacqueline had really said this book was really good, and I definitely look forward to reading it, and I love the cover to this book as well. This next book that I got from Amazon Wishlist is Heartbreak River by Trisha Mills, and this again was another recommendation by a book blogger, and yeah, it's been on my wishlist for such a long time that I can't remember what it is about really, but it says on the back here, Greatham River has already taken too much from Alex. First her father, who drowned a year ago in a tragic rafting accident, and Sean, her boyfriend from last year, who she hasn't seen or heard from since her dad died. Now Sean's back in Golden Bend and Alex wants him more than ever, but can they connect again after what happened last summer, and can Alex risk her heart one more time? But I remember at the time it was sold to me, and I was just like, oh, I need that on my wish list. So yeah, I thought I'd pick it up because I do love a good contemporary, especially a good contemporary romance, and so I'm looking forward to reading this. This next book I picked up from a car boot sale for like 20p, which is an absolute bargain. But this is an adult book, and this is Sarah Manning's adult book, which is called Unsticky. And yes, I have read books by Sarah Manning, and I read them, God, like 10 years ago or more, and they were really good, like Let's Get Lost, and there was a book about Molly, and oh yeah, just absolutely loved her books. Like, they honestly addicted me. I got so addicted to them. So yeah, this is her adult novel, and didn't actually read what this book was about. I just saw like her adult book at the car boot sale, and I was like, oh my god, bargain. It's quite a thick chunky book as well, but for 20p it's an absolute steal. So I'll quickly just read to you a little bit from the bag just to give you guys a little glimpse of what this book is about. But this is about Grace Reeves. They are stuck in a grind where everyone's ahead apart from her. She's partied out and massively in debt. If she's dumped by another rock band wannabe, squashed by anyone else, or chased by any bailiffs, she will fall apart. So when an older, sexy and above all wealthy art dealer Von appears, she's intrigued against her will. Could she handle being a sugar daddy's arm candy? Soon she is thrown into a world of money and privilege at Von's beck and call in return for thousands of pounds in luxurious gifts and clothes and cash. She's out of her depth. Where's the line between acting the trophy girlfriend and selling yourself for money? And more importantly, whatever happened to love? So yes, it sounds pretty cool. Like she's stuck in a situation and I want to learn how she's gonna get out. And then I purchased God's Grave by J. Christoph. Don't know why I purchased this really, because I haven't even read Nevernight yet, but I got this from a seller on eBay, and it came like a week or so ago. It actually came before release date, and I was just like, I haven't even read the first book, but I have them both now. I think it's just because I keep on hearing about Nevernight, and I've heard that this sequel is just so good, and I'm just like, plus the blue bit on the cover as well, guys. I'll just show you like what it looks like on the inside, because I love hardcover editions. Now I'm going to try and shine that so you can see. There's a little wolf there. That's pretty damn freaking cool. And I'm going to see if there's anything on the back. It just sort of continues like that. I just accidentally flipped my camera's lead there, but yes, I'm super happy that I have it all the same. I plan on starting Nevernight pretty soon because I just keep hearing people talking about it and I need to read it, and so yeah, so I don't really know what this series is about, to be honest, either, which is a laughing joke because it's just all I've heard about, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy this, so I'm definitely looking forward to give it a read. This next book that I am sharing with you in today's haul is a non-fiction sort of book. This is Understanding Diabetes, and the reason I purchased this is because I work in a care home and one of our clients has diabetes type 1, and so I would like to learn more about it, just want to go a bit more in depth about it and just sort of learn that it's just such a massive like information booklet on it, and this was the perfect book to get. It was only like £4.95, and this was just from a pharmacy. And yeah, I just want to learn more about it now that I can actually do like the insulin injections and that. I just want to go deeper into depth so that I could just learn more about it and understand this client more. So yeah, I am looking forward to giving this little information booklet a read, because I feel like I'm actually going to enjoy this sort of book. These last two books that I'm going to share with you I got from Books for Trade, but I just paid the postage for these. I just saw the books that they had and they were like, hey, I'm trying to get rid of these, so for trade or for postage, and I was like, well, I don't have these books, but I will willingly pay the postage to have them sent to me. So the first book is Better Town by Kristen Simmons, who is the author of Article 5, which I do actually own. I've got it somewhere, not sure where, but it is somewhere. And so yeah, the fact that there's this and I haven't read it and it looks and seems really cool. So yeah, this is about where factories rule, food is scarce and hope is in short supply. In Metal Town, people work hard, keep their head down and watch the back. You look out for yourself and no one knows better. So this is about Ty, who has been surviving on the factory line as long as they can remember, but they have Colin. They're no longer alone. The two of them are against the world, and that's something even a town this brutal can't take away from her until it does. Lena's future depends on her family's factory, a beast that demands a ruthless master, and Lena is prepared to be as ruthless as it takes if it means finally proving herself to her father. But when a chance encounter with Colin, a dreamer despite his circumstances, exposes Lena to the consequences of her actions, and she will risk everything to do what's right. So it sounds really interesting and different, and Sarah Rush, who is the author of Snow Like Ashes, has quoted on the back of this. We've got Kendall Blake, who is the author of Anna Dressed in Blood, she's quoted the back of this. Katie McGarry, who is a contemporary author, she's quoted on the back of this as well. And also Laini Taylor has. So it's been quoted by 4 big YA authors, so it sounds like it's going to be really good, and I'm actually looking forward to giving this a read. Plus guys, the cover I'm really digging. And the other book that I got from the trade is Dream a Little Dream by Kirsten Gear, which is part of the Silver Trilogy, and I believe this is the first book if I am not mistaken, and the sequel is Dream On, I believe. I'm really bad with sort of reading these sort of things. Dream a Little Dream and Dream On, yeah. And I think there is another one actually, I think there's a third one. But I've reread by this author and I absolutely loved it so much. I need to continue on with that trilogy actually, but I really adored it so much. And so this is the first book that is in her latest series. And this is kind of about a girl who has dreams, and they are weird dreams. She's in a graveyard at night watching 4 boys conduct dark magic rituals, so that's basically what her dream is about. But she then recognises the boys that are in her dream, who are classmates from her school that are in London, where she's starting over because her mum has moved to a new country. But what's really scaring Liv is that the dream boys seem to know things about her in real life. So things they couldn't possibly know unless they actually are in her dreams. But luckily, Liv never could resist a good mystery, and all 4 of these boys are pretty cute. So it sounds really different and interesting, and there's like 4 interesting quotes in the back here from Kirkus Reviews, Book List, Publishers Weekly and the School Library Journal. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving this book a read. So there you have it guys, that is the end of this book haul. Do let me know if you've read any of these books down in the comments below, and if you would like a review or to know any more about these books, then let me know down below as well. Let me know what you're currently reading, what you finished lately that you loved. Let me know what's going on in your lives. Keep reading, keep smiling and keep being happy. I love all of you guys to pieces. Thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please be a subscriber, join the Kit Kat family. And there's now this new little thing on YouTube YouTube now, which is like this notification bell, which is down here somewhere, where you won't be able to miss a single video that I upload. So if you do actually enjoy my channel, then it's just a great way of not being able to miss any video. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye!